Live from New York City, the dance capital of the world, the adventures of My Ballerina and Me show.
My ballerina and me, we two are as close as can be. Whether I'm trying to climb up a tree or sitting down with you for tea, we're dancing, we're dancing. Sometimes we go for a long stroll ride, or in the playground I can go down the slide. It doesn't really matter the things that we do. All that matters is just me and you. We're dancing, we're dancing. My ballerina and me, we two are as close as can be. Thanks for stopping over to come and see my ballerina, my ballerina, my ballerina and me.
Welcome back to the adventures of My Ballerina and Me. I'm your host, Elizabeth Flores, and my Camila and I are privileged today to be here with two dancers studying at American Ballet Theater. This is also Camila and Alexandra, and they're from Peru, studying in New York City, and their ballet school in Peru is in La Molina.
Yeah, in La Molina.
And it's a city, right? Or is it more of a town?
No,
Is it small?
Lima is a city, and La Molina is like here is called, I don't know how to say.
A little bit smaller, right?
Yeah,
more
it's more smaller.
And what is the name of your school in Peru?
Danzaira.
Danzaira. And your teacher, her name is?
Susan Newman.
And she's the director of the school.
Yeah, the director.
Oh, nice. She must be very proud.
Yeah.
Very excited. So the process to come to New York to study at ABT, there was audition?
Yeah, was audition.
At your school in Peru?
Yeah, in the same school.
Was it very difficult? Was it like something you were used to in class?
It's like, was a technique class, and then we have a break to put our points and all that stuff, to do like little short point choose class.
Okay.
Yeah.
And cuántos años tiene?
What?
Yeah, how old are you?
I have 11. What is this?
You're 11 and cuántos años? 9.
Yeah, 9.
So this is the first time in New York City?
Yeah.
Is it exciting? A little scary?
Yeah, it's like
Lima very busy too, right?
Yeah, Lima is very busy.
Yeah.
Have many cars and all that stuff.
Yes?
Yeah, have many.
And what is your favorite food? ¿Cuál es tu favorito comida? Aquí.
Una comida. Acá.
Yeah.
Sí.
You have a bagel?
He eat like most of Peruvian food he cooks, but I'm eating more like stuff like are here.
Right.
Yeah.
You've been to a deli?
Yeah.
No, you have to try a New York deli.
Right.
Well, we have to see you guys dance. The variation you are studying
is Pizzicato Raimonda.
Raimonda?
And the first act.
Okay. And your variation you're working on?
Tu variación.
And the graduados?
La
Fumagade.
Yeah.
The Fila Garde and Gardados.
Oh, okay, two variations you're working on. Well, we can't wait to see them dance. These are very talented people. And your group, you're in different, some of you are in different
we're
groups?
all in the same
We
level.
all know it's the same
Oh,
group.
so you're all dancing something from Capelia, right? For the performance?
We're all in, the blue
Oh,
level.
nice.
Yeah, but in the placement class, so like, if somebody was doing a stretch, then maybe like somebody else would copy or something.
Yeah.
And then like some girls were doing like quadruple or multiple pirouettes technique, but they're still doing
wanna
it just
show
to
off.
show off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in the placement class, I was like, I answered with my mom,
Yeah.
and my mom and I was very scared.
Yeah.
Many people that are doing 4 pirouettes or 5, and I really can't do 3.
I understand.
I can do
Well,
it.
I can't wait to see you dance. I know you must be incredibly talented. And let's take a look. We don't have a lot of space, but we're going to do some of the variations they've been working on. Thank you guys again for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you. Flores. For today, meeting someone new, we'll take a special visit to American Ballet Theater's studio company and meet with dancer Leah Balin. Leah is currently a junior in high school, and she began her ballet training at the age of 4 in her hometown of Boulder, Colorado. She studied at Boulder Ballet School, where she appeared in numerous performances alongside the company. She appeared in roles such as Clara and the ballerina doll in the Nutcracker, and even danced the title role of Giselle. Leah competed in Youth America Grand Prix, placing in the top 12 in the junior and senior classical categories, advancing on to New York finals in 2016. Leah also competed in the Denver Ballet Guild's Young Dancers Competition, where she placed 4th in 2016 and 3rd in 2017. She has attended many summer intensives, including Houston Ballet on full scholarship and Colorado Ballet, and in September 2017, Leah began studying at American Ballet Theater's Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis School under the direction of Cynthia Harvey. Here she had the opportunity of performing in Benjamin Millipede's Counterpoint for Philip Johnson. In January 2018, at the age of 16, Leah was invited to become a member of the American Ballet Theater Studio Company. We are so delighted to be here today and to hear more about her story and meet all the amazingly talented dancers at American Ballet Theater Studio Company. Let's take a look. Welcome back to the adventures of My Ballerina and Me. I'm so pleased to be here in American Ballet Theater with Leah. Thank you so much
It's a pleasure
for having us. And we loved watching you in partnering class. That looked like an amazing pas de deux. You're working on White Swan, was it?
White Swan pas.
What's the challenges of that pas?
Probably the emotional aspect of it.
Yeah?
Yeah, and like really connecting with your partner and still having accents in your movement while trying to move really slow. And
You both look beautiful together.
my partner was Thomas today.
Okay. Have you both danced a lot together, or?
We actually haven't danced that much together this year. This was our first day really partnering together.
Well, you did great. So in partnering class, do they switch off the partners? Different guy, different girl each time?
It usually stays pretty similar.
Okay.
I was partnering with an apprentice and they're not with us now.
Okay.
So I'm working with Thomas now.
Do you ever get nervous on the lifts, or if it's a new partner, like?
I wouldn't say I get nervous, but I'm just like trying to figure out in my body what's gonna work out and not work out.
Yes, helicopters used to make me nervous. You would toss me up, and I'd pray you'd catch me. And that looked like, and it looks like a very elite, small group of dancers. I hear it's 12 dancers.
There's 12 of us.
So what was the audition process like? How did you come here?
So I auditioned for JKO in March of 2017.
Yes.
And then I was accepted into JKO, and so I moved to New York in September 2017.
From Colorado, right?
From Colorado.
It's a big move.
Yeah, that was. It was different being away from my family. And,
Right.
So I started at JKO and I did a semester, and then they asked me to join Studio Company in January of 2018. So I've been here since then.
Congratulations. It's a huge achievement, and a dream many dancers have.
What is a typical day like for you?
Sometimes have strength class to get our muscles working and get ourselves strong at 9, and then after that we'll have an hour and 45-minute technique class, and then we often have a point class or a pas de deux class, which is partnering so we can work on our skills there, and then we'll have a short lunch and rehearsals for most of the rest of the day, and we work on all our rep. So right now we're working on a contemporary piece, and we have classical rep too, all sorts of rep. And then sometimes we also have an additional class after that, like character or music class, dance history. So it's a pretty full day.
So where do you go to school?
I do online school.
Oh, okay.
So this is my last year of high school, and I'm finishing up all my classes online.
Okay. What is training at ABT like?
It's really amazing. It's a great experience. All of my teachers, almost all of them were amazing professional dancers. Like I was just working with Jillian Murphy and Ethan Stiefel. And everyone has a wealth of knowledge. It's really amazing. They give it to you and work on your artistry and technique. And really help you to grow.
I went to the summer camp, and it was really cool to work with a bunch of different people.
Yeah, it's an amazing experience.
What is your favorite ballet and why?
I think I'd have to say Romeo and Juliet. Probably just because it's such a dramatic story, and I love Prokofiev's music and McMillan's choreography along with that. It's just really powerful.
What is the hardest part of dancing, and what do you enjoy most about ballet?
Well, right now for me the hardest part is doing my full day of rehearsals and ballet with all my schoolwork. Aside from that, I'd say all the attention to detail. You can dissect something so much, just like dissect a step, and that can become really tedious, but that's also probably my favorite part of ballet.
I have a school and I have students, and I want to ask you something because I have one girl. She's young and very talented, and she performed, and some of her friends saw her in the performance, and something went wrong with her hairpiece, and they've given her a terrible time and bullying her at school to the point where she wants to quit dancing altogether. And I want to ask you, what advice would you have if you've ever faced discouragement, or maybe people who don't understand how much dedication and work ballet is? What advice would you give to somebody who's at that point?
Well, I've had hair pieces fall out quite a few times, and that's just something
It happens to all of us at times, right?
Yeah, it happens to everyone. I'd say when my friends aren't really understanding what I'm doing and aren't giving me the time of day for it, I've just really tried to figure out deep down why I love ballet and why I want to keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
And why I don't just give in to them.
Because not every day is easy, right?
No.
Some days your muscles might hurt, or
yeah, some days I'm just tired and it's really hard, but then there's these high points that just make me want to keep coming back, and that's what I really love about it.
So you would encourage her to think of what she wants from it.
Yeah, and what she'd be missing out on if she loves it that much.
I agree. I hope she'll watch this, because somebody of your level, I think, would inspire. And what was the most exciting news you've received in your dancing career so far?
Probably them asking me to join studio company.
Yeah, I would think that was quite a high point.
That definitely was. That was very exciting.
And this kind of relates to my earlier conversation, but what advice do you wish somebody would have told you, before you go into this venture as a professional dancer? Is there anything you wished somebody would have given you a heads up along the way that you know now?
My teachers before I came here were really supportive and amazing, and they really worked on finding who you were as a dancer, and they still really worked on technique, but I'd say that was a piece of advice that I just continue to look for, and
like to find your own style, your own way of conveying a part.
And just the artistry aspect of ballet.
Yeah.
And of course, technique is something I always am going to continue to work on. But that's some advice that I'm continuing to get a lot of now, and I really enjoy that.
Well, you have an amazing staff of teachers here. It must be a wonderful experience. I know you have a busy day. Thank you so much for being on our show, and we'll watch for your career and look forward to watching you perform.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Special thanks to American Ballet Theater for allowing us to come in and visit the studio company. If you've enjoyed today's episode and all that American Ballet Theater has to offer as the world's finest ballet company, consider becoming an ABT member. ABT offers members who give a tax-deductible donation of $100 level or more to go behind the scenes and see how a ballet company works. Family memberships start at only $240, and that invites a family of 4 to attend a dress rehearsal, an artist spotlight where dancers talk about their lives, and there are higher level memberships that include benefits like private access to the patron lounge, viewing of the company class, the dancer's daily warm-up, advanced ticket sales, ABT patron lounge, ticket concierge, and much more. Join us in supporting the world's greatest ballet company right here in New York City. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting American Ballet Theater. Back to the adventures of My Ballerina and Me. Today we're privileged to be here with the maestro, of the Metropolitan Opera House, American Ballet Theater, David La Marche, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For
My pleasure.
inviting us here. And
Right here is where the musicians go in to play. They play. That's where we call it the pit. That's where they play the orchestra, right? Yeah. They enter from both sides, this side and the other side too.
Do you have to stand at something?
Yeah,
What is it
stand on
called?
a big. It's a big podium. It's called a podium. Yeah, and that's what I stand on to make me higher so we can see me. Right?
Can we look inside?
Go ahead. Back here is where all the percussion players play, you know, xylophone, triangle, you heard some this afternoon, tambourine.
What do you think is the biggest instrument in the whole entire orchestra?
The biggest one probably
Like the biggest.
this one right here, bass drum. Yeah. I mean, otherwise, like, the biggest is the tuba that the brass players play. Otherwise. So they also, all the brass players play over here. The woodwind players play. See the harp in the distance there? Yeah. And then the string players all on the other side there.
What about the cello?
Yeah, on the other side. Right near the harp where the harp is. That's where they all sit.
how many rehearsals does the orchestra have?
It's different for every piece. Like Swan Lake is in our repertoire every year. So actually, this year we only had one rehearsal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they've played it so many times they know it really well. So we had one rehearsal that was 3 hours.
Okay.
And
okay.
then we just went right into the show from there.
And was that rehearsal, of course, with the dancers or just an orchestra
That one
rehearsal?
wasn't with the dancers, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we had one in the afternoon with the dancers, but with the pianist playing the score.
I see.
Yeah.
Just to set the tempos.
Yeah, sometimes we do that. Mostly we use the orchestra for our dress rehearsals, but if it's something that's in the rep a long time,
Yes.
then we don't actually.
And all the players are consistent through the years? Do you have a lot of, like, sometimes newcomers that...
Yeah, they're consistent unless they decide to retire or
Sure.
take a year off or whatever, then we have to find somebody else.
That's a
And the
pretty
string-
amazing gig.
Oh yeah, that's a great gig. I mean, this 8 weeks it's actually grueling too, but I mean, it's, you know, because you have one ballet, then the next one, and the next one. We rehearsed the next one coming up in the week that we're performing one and all that, so it's, you know.
And why do you think Swan Lake is like everybody's ultimate ballet? Why is this the one that's the big one?
I
for
think it's
everyone?
a combination of a lot of things. I think it's a great story. It's very dramatic. The music is fantastic. Music is familiar to most people.
Yes.
And the dance, I mean, the choreography is great too.
Right,
you know.
right.
The second act and the Black Swan and all that stuff. People, you know, it's so iconic now.
Yes.
Everybody knows it, you know.
And what's the most challenging ballet to conduct?
Well, see, it depends. Like, we have different ways of being challenged. I mean, musically, there are some that are very difficult, like Romeo and Juliet, Prokofiev's Romeo and
Yeah.
Juliet. The music is hard. But then there are some where it's harder for the conductor because of all different changes in tempo. Something like Giselle or La Bayadere or something like that.
Those are my two favorite ballets.
Oh my God! Really? Wow. See, I'll be conducting you someday.
Is it like the part with the snake?
You
And then she
Is
dies.
that everybody's
and then
favorite
she
part?
dies. That's her favorite part.
Why do you conduct?
Well,
Because
so
I had a conducting stick before birth.
That was your
One
dream
time-
to get, your
one
dream gift.
time I had one for Christmas and then I put it in my sleeve
yeah.
and so I sat on it
Oh,
and
no.
I broke it.
You broke it. Yeah, I've broken a few too. Actually,
We rehearsed
too.
for this interview. That
Actually,
wasn't part of it.
Also the dog chewed the
Okay,
one
guys.
part.
That's going on
Can we
TV.
stand quiet, you know?
You want to come into the room for a little bit, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Spacious dressing room. Have a seat if you want.
Thank you so much.
Yes, anywhere you want. You know.
Wow. This is a big dressing room.
Yeah.
Miguel, don't get too comfortable. Sorry. Overstay your welcome.
Well, it's such a nice room because this is obviously the dressing room for the Met Opera conductor. You know, we're we're just renting this now. So
It's beautiful.
yeah, it's a nice room.
And so many occasions you've helped bail us out when we cannot find some of these beautiful ballet scores. So I think Paquita, our latest search was the Satinilla Ballet.
Oh yeah, that was hard, boy. Yeah.
It's difficult, and Flames of Paris. You
That's
also
another
helped
one.
us find. Why
Yeah.
do you think ballet music is so difficult sometimes to
find?
obtain?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that a lot of these ballets are old pieces from the 19th century, and of course they're not in the regular symphonic repertoire. They're just in ballet companies' repertoire. So the only people that need them are ballet companies, and so sometimes, like when we are looking for a ballet, we have all these resources.
Yes.
We go to other ballet companies in Europe or in the US. There's a few people around the country who know a lot about this stuff. Myself, this guy in San Francisco. People are always calling us, asking us, do you know where to get this? Do you know how to get this? Whatever like that. So, and
I've always been so appreciative. You've helped us and
Well,
respond right away. It's it's the top of the top that I was nervous to ask you at first, but I really appreciate and to keep ballet alive is so
well, that's the
important,
thing.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
And the
many
fact that you use live music.
We
right?
try.
You
We
try.
sell oranges
Which
and
is
chocolates
amazing.
and whatever we can
Yeah.
to work with live musicians because it's just there's nothing like it. When you see performance here and the dancers, I mean, you have the best dancers in the world. So if
Yeah.
they're holding a balance or doing multiple turns, you accommodate these things.
Yeah.
What would you advise companies and dancers in the next generation? Why is live music so important?
It's important because I think it helps the dancers to grow as artists, because then every time they get up on stage, well, first of all, there's the energy of live human beings playing.
Yes.
That's one thing. You can't deny that. That's a big thing. And then there's also, it's going to be slightly different every time when you have live music, because you have whatever, different conductor or whatever, and that's good for a dancer to get used to that, because then they don't get set in one way of doing
Yes.
it,
Thanks to these fine sponsors for making our show possible. Be sure to subscribe to the Adventures of My Ballerina and Me on our YouTube channel. See you next time.